again.
Cloud, Monique?
This is a session on the offers and needs for the network, which will be facilitated by Liz Hills. We've got about 50 minutes and it will be a workshop format. So with that, I might hand over to you, Liz.
Fantastic. Hey, thanks for that, Monique. Just to work through some technical challenges, I was intending just to give this as an in-person workshop, and I have altered it slightly so that we can all share it together in an online space. So a couple of things that would be really nice is, one, is there a way that I can see everybody else on the screen? If it's okay, if it's not, I'm happy to talk to all the disembodied voices. That's okay too. Secondly, is if you are with us, if you could turn your camera on, because we're going to be going into 2 rounds of breakout rooms, and it just gives a face to that message. If that's possible, please, I invite you to turn on your cameras. So what offers and needs markets are, is it's trying to unearth, the talents and resources that lie within our communities. I've been facilitating these for the past couple of years. They come from a great organization called the Post Growth Institute and have been happening for around the last 10 years. And we just see some really interesting outcomes come from these offers and needs markets. My name is Liz Hills. I'm from a special place called Wild Mountains. I recognize that it's from, thank you. I see everybody. Hi, Sue. Hi, Scotty. Hi, Kim. Nice. That's much nicer. Beautiful. So I am from Wild Mountains, and I recognize our ancestral group, which is the Midgenberry tribe. But what I'd like just to do right now is to invite everybody just to take a breath with me. Just to, whatever kind of day you're having, you're welcome here. Whether you've attended an offers and needs market before or have no idea what they're about, welcome. Offers and needs markets are a safe, efficient, guided way to identify and exchange our passions, our skills, our knowledge and resources with each other. And it's also really interesting just to take that moment to go, at this time in history where there's so much exchange happening that's really impersonal, it's nice to be reminded of the multitude of opportunities for fruitful connections with others in this space at this time. So in a few moments, I'll explain what offers and needs markets process. Or maybe I can go further on in the slide. Oh, look at that. Sorry, I did whip this up really fast, but with our offers and needs markets. In a few moments, I'm going to start the process of what offers and needs will look like. And these can be professional offerings, and they can also be things that don't involve money at all. We're going to start with offers. So these are some of the markets. I've run them with kids as young as 7, all the way up to, I think a 73-year-old who was like, yes, I'll be a part of that, Liz. And often when we run them in person, we use post-it notes, and we get lovely big walls of post-it notes to share our offers and needs. And there's many different ways that we can think about the way that we work into an offer or a need. I, at Wild Mountains, use a head, heart, hands approach because that aligns with our pedagogy up there. But we'll be going through something just slightly different today. It's a really simple process, and I'm going to run through it in a facilitated manner so that we can really grasp what the process is. We're going to come into an offer in a breakout session, or if you're with me in the room, we'll do it together in the room. And then we're going to spend just a little time connecting around some of those offers. And then we're going to come back together, and maybe someone out of the group might like to say what they've offered. And then we're going to go back into a needs market. We start with offers because it's really important to understand how much we do have to offer, and quite often we find that people's offers actually arise as other people's needs. We also like to reflect on what we can offer because we want to understand our level of value And we want to make sure that we can see into that value first, because it's so valuable. Sorry, it's getting late in the afternoon at this conference. Awesome sauce. So online, the way that that will go is when we go into breakout rooms, I'll get you to all, there's a space where you can go up and you can rename yourself. And what I want you to do is I want you to, when we go into the breakout rooms, rename yourself by putting a 1 to, I think, how many people do we have in the crew? We've got about 10 people online, so we'll probably split into two groups and rename yourselves 1 to 5 or 1 to 4, depending on how many people come into the group. And there's 2 chat questions. Wow, thank you. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing some time with me today. And I really appreciate the fact that you're going with me on this adventure where I've scripted this offers and needs markets into an online space as well. We do run offers and needs markets in an online space. I've just never done them both at once before. So I appreciate your patience with me in getting this started. So after that needs markets, we'll come back with that offers. We'll come back and we'll have a bit of a sharing time. And then we're going to do a survey, and we're going to drop the link in the chat, and I'm going to hand out paper copies here because we're really interested in developing these processes. And we're also really interested in that self-reflection within those surveys before we round out the closing session. Lastly, just before we head into a bit deeper around what types of offers and needs we can make today, I just want to say that you'll need probably a pen and a little piece of paper, which just helps with thinking. So we're just going to take 30 seconds for everybody to grab a pen or a pencil or a texter. I mean, watercolors might be going too far. And a piece of paper. This is so that you'll be able to, write down some of your thinking, and you won't be stressed out trying to have to remember it while you're focused on other people's remembering. Just take another 10 seconds for that, or pop in the chat if you need some more time to find that pencil and paper. Beautiful. I hear you, Scotty. Scotty says, I don't think we can see you, but being on the phone may be tricky. You can't see me personally. I'm in the koala room. If I do a little dance, hopefully somebody can see me out in the online space. Cool bananas. So you're like, oh, great. Offers. Yeah, I've got lots to offer. I'm a strong, person in the world. I've got tons to offer. Now, what have I got to offer? So let's put some framework around that. It's really great to think about the types of offers that you have where you're passionate, the types of offers where you have excess resources, the types of skills and services that you look at. We want to come through and enhance some personal group connections. So we're looking at ideas around co-created actions, because none of us can do this alone. We're thinking this type of process also is looking at ideas around rapid feedback on creative business or, creative projects. It also looks to reduce waste. So offers can look to use up those beautiful resources. So we're going to break out into an offers. We're actually going to take, before we go into breakout rooms, we're going to take just a minute to think about one type of thing we can offer. We're doing a short version. We're going to do 2 rounds in the end. This first round is just one thing you can offer to the world that you would like to offer, that feels good for you to offer, that's something that you're going to enjoy. And hopefully everybody in the room will be able to come on this journey with us as well. So we're just going to take a moment to think about our passions, our resources, our skills and services, and what it is that you can offer. Some examples that I've had in other workshops is a volunteer was passionate about animal rescue centres and offering to help animals in distress. Another one nerded out about spreadsheets and would be offered to help other people create theirs. We had a plumber, which was fantastic, and we really utilized some of his skills. And he was looking at helping out with smaller plumbing tasks. You know, we had another graphics designer who said that they could teach you how to design your own logo. Now, some of these are only stepping off points for what you might be able to offer. Right now, Hera's going to help me split you guys up online into 2 breakout sessions. Remember, numbering yourself 1 to 4 so that you've got an order in which to go. And then we're just going to share our offers. Yeah, please do. We're going to share our offers in just a round fishbowl. And here in the room, we're going to do that too. We're going to take about 10 minutes to do this process. Is there any questions at this stage? Hopefully that's all pretty self-explanatory.
I think we have 4 participants, and then we have Monique. Monique, would you also like to join a breakout group?
I can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. Or you guys might just be all in one. Beauty. Cool, nice.
10 minutes seems a long time.
10 minutes is a long time. I think I got that wrong. Oh, cool. You might just want to put them all in the same group and meet. Oh, because I forgot to put
Oh, they're all in breakout rooms now.
They're all in the breakout rooms. Oh, that was. We bring them back out of the breakout rooms. We just close all rooms. Oh goodness. Oh no. Have we? I'm so sorry. Can I share that? Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I'm so sorry. This is the offers breakout sheet for our online practitioners. Please do. So I'm going to pop in the chat the headings in which we share our offers.
Would you want me to add them?
Yes, please. That would be awesome, Monique. At the moment, we're just having some technical difficulties with the presentation. So it is that self-numbering. So you've got a way of talking it through. The second one is the offer you're sharing. And it's nice to say, g'day, my name's Liz. I'm offering a weekend in the bush volunteering in February. It's free, but it's a volunteering opportunity in the bush. And then after we come back from that whole room, we'll just sit with that for a moment, and then we'll have a discussion around it. I think that maybe 10 minutes might be too long, so we're going to go with 5 at the moment, but we'll make sure that we've got some chance for discussion after. Does that sound a bit better for everybody? Beauty.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. Thank you. I think maybe if we put everybody just in one room. Yep.
I think that's just maybe online people can be one group, and
we can just ignore them. Beautiful. So I think so. We've got 7 participants online. So it's just been suggested that maybe we don't need to put everybody in a breakout room. Perhaps we just number ourselves in this space and we then share in this space.
If they have any, like their whatever their thoughts are.
No, you've got to speak them. It's not you can't just put it in the chat.
They can unmute themselves. and
Yeah,
talk to us.
unmuting and talking. Could you pop them in a breakout room for us?
Okay. You want
4 of 3.
Maybe we did need.
I'll be number 1. Is this what we're doing?
Yes.
Did you want me to just set up one breakout room so we're not
That would be
making
awesome,
repeating
Monique.
session? Okay, I'll do that now. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be number 3.
I was number 1. Are you joining us here as well?
yeah.
Awesome. Would you like to be number 4?
Yeah.
Cool. Where would you like to sit? Like a new way of thinking about how we can do exchange. So we're just going to take probably about 30 seconds just to be with our own thoughts and have a bit of a think about the types of things that you would like to offer down onto the paper.
Sorry, I was a bit focusing on the breakout rooms at that moment. Could you repeat the?
Yeah, I can. So we're just having a bit of a think around the different types of things we would like to offer. And we're going to choose one of those things. And there's 4 things that you might like to include. It's the offer, it's the availability, the location, and the cost. And there doesn't need to be a cost. If it's a professional offering, you're welcome to include a cost, but you might not.
It could just be like any kind of offering.
Yeah.
The
Any
emotional or any. Yeah.
Yep, any kind of offering. It's all welcome. And then in about 2 minutes, we'll come together and share. I feel like I've sent them all off into a breakout room like lambs to a slaughter. Terrible. But they'll be good. They'll get what they need to out of the process.
Yeah. So we're offering to our colleagues
world.
or the world.
Just to the world. You're just reflecting on what is some of the things that I value about myself that I think I could offer.
Contribute to the
Did you check when you sent them off? Do you know when they're going to come back?
I think Monique put them into breakout rooms. So
We'll
we'll
probably-
break them out. Yeah.
They'll probably be faster than us. That's all I'm
Maybe not. They might never come back. They might not. Beautiful. Bring it to a close. Another 10 seconds. opens up if you need some more time. Cool. No, take us away.
Oh, because I'm number one.
Yeah, number one.
Okay. Well, I was thinking of a few different things, but
Gotta say your name.
my name's Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Oh no,
Name tag is gone.
I've left it somewhere on a chair, probably. And the thing that could coalesce most in my mind is something I've been thinking about, which is offering a monthly nature connection women's circle. Where I live, sort of, because I'm applying for permits at Sunshine Coast, possibly online, but at the moment, where I live, nearby park.
Where do you live?
Bedroom, so Sunshine Coast. But I'd have to charge something for it. I haven't decided on a price yet, just for the organising and facilitation. Is that all you need to know?
Really?
Yeah.
Number 2. G'day, I'm Liz, and I would be interested in offering an online raw ferment cooking class, or an in-person or online raw ferment cooking class. It is somewhere between the 7th and the 18th of December, and the requirement is that you have to bring a friend. I think that's that.
Is there a cost?
Because I need some practice.
Oh, what a guinea pig.
Yeah.
I'll be a guinea pig.
Awesome. Your number. Oh no, you're number 3.
No, you go.
Hi, my name is Hira, and I think in my work these days as well, I'm just trying to practice compassion and empathy for nature, and starting with the place where I am. And yeah, I think a large part of my work is premised on just opening your listening ear, because usually we are attuned to just listen to human language, but not to the language of nature. And yeah, I mean, of course, that like humans are part of nature, so not excluding them. Like, yeah, but I just feel like, yeah, being that listening ear for both humans and non-humans, and maybe trying to connect better with my surroundings.
Thanks.
Awesome. My offer is doing things with my hands, especially one of 2 things: in the garden, or new building, or mechanical or electrical skills. So it's kind of a little bit of a sneaky, I would like to learn more about. I feel like I never got the chance with building and mechanical and electrical, but a little bit of skill there already, very willing to do it. Available most weekends, and happy to help for like half a day a weekend. And location anywhere, but especially with easy transport if there's cycling or train or car lift or carpool, and happy to do it for free, and ideally, yeah, just a place to stay if it's more
You should come up and actually, I need to learn how to pave something. Got any paving? Sorry, this isn't the need.
Paving. And this is what happened.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah. And it's around that internal strength and going, oh, actually, I can see that there's some synergy there. Yeah, we've had people gain jobs. We've had people gain people have met and got married through opportunities because they were looking for someone to marry. You know?
Did they explicitly say that, or was it accidental? They did say that.
Wow. It was one Tony. It was just one bloke who's like, yep, looking for a wife.
Wow, that's very honest.
Well, there's also that space when you get to that self-recognition is great, but where you get to a space where you can start to really understand what it is that you need and what you want to offer.
I think you should tell these folks as well. Yeah,
Let's come back to
that's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Share that story.
Yeah. So, and what we tend to find is our offers are often our needs as well. We want to learn new skills. We want to create greater compassion.
Yeah, I felt a bit sneaky there,
and that's what happens. We need
It
some
is
practice.
Ulterior motive, but it's not really.
It's not really.
and I still want to serve people, but yes, it's my own passion or my own wanting
Desire.
to grow and
like that question of offering for me, when you asked what I have to offer, I think it started for me. It was like, okay, what would I want from someone? So what, that's something that I would want to give to others as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And in a longer process, we would go around this about 5 times. And you would just, so this is like that, this round, which is really the only round that we're going to go through for personally. Next one, I'm going to ask around NENA. This round, you find you're just learning the mechanics. There's a bit of just trying to understand it. But once you've gone through it 5 times, you get to some really interesting expressions of what people fundamentally want to offer the world, or what people fundamentally really need in these moments. Because, and then the beauty of those moments is when the other person or in the group goes, yeah, I can help you with that. And those are those treasured moments where you've been vulnerable enough to say what it is that you need, and somebody is able to step forward in a marketplace, that in an ideal marketplace situation full of heart and encouragement, and to meet that need. And then we can also have some great ideas and discussions around what is that we do need. Like, and if we had a marketplace that was looking at what we do need, we don't waste resources because they're already valuable, because we know somebody else needs them. There's just someone popped up on the screen.
Alexa.
Oh, so they might have just turned up to the session.
They may have.
Hira, do you think we should end? Yeah, let's close.
Oh, great. Hey, Alexa, how's it going?
Very good. Am I late?
Only a little bit, that's okay.
Sorry.
We've just done we've looked at what offers and needs are about, and we've looked at this different way of exchanging those. We've broken out into some breakout rooms where people are at the moment, and we've exchanged our offers. And we've also talked about the duplicity of offers. In many offers are also our needs. I shared that I would offer an online or in-person ferment cooking class, and that really I secretly need to practice that skill. So it's around understanding that offers and needs are often sometimes part of the same coin.
Sorry.
Oh, is that better? And if I came over here, right, I'm behind the podium. Could you possibly bring that slideshow back up again?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, wonderful. So what came out of the group in person at the conference was that we had a great discussion around trying to understand the fundamentals. Oh, is there a way that I can see people too? Oh no, I get to see people on the screen. Alexa also said that I have got this, that it was really only yesterday that I've figured out that I needed to be able to offer this online as well. And I'm so happy that you guys were able to join us. Sue, could I invite you to share any of the offers that were coming out, or what you may have offered?
There was a range of offers. Improving web design was one. Setting up a group with no name of people that could discuss all these things from Gary. Bush Essences from Monique, and mine was around learning design and facilitation, and with particular regard to narratives of the future.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Sue. Would anybody in the room like to share some of what we had in the room?
Sure.
Thanks, Jay.
We had, well, you've already shared that you were offering raw ferment cooking
class. Yeah.
There's an offer of compassion for the local area. And spending time with the local beings, an offer of hands to do hand work, as in around house or a community, I guess, and an offer to provide an in-person women's nature connection circle.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks for that synopsis. what we were looking at, so in a longer process of offers and needs, which generally go for around about 2 hours, we would go through this process about 5 times. And what you find as we move through the different things that we're able to offer, in particular when people haven't thought too much about this space beforehand, is you start to find real emergence of what people end up needing in their offers. And you find that people discover different types of things that they value that they never even reflected that they value. So in our next, would anybody else like to share any thoughts or feelings from what we've just been through?
Alexa, did you want to add your offer?
I guess like what is that Liz speaking? Mentioned, I think I have some initial offers, but as I learn more about the needs, I may come up with other offers. So we have a Australian-based hosting that's carbon offset and it's part of a green fleet.
It's 16.
So we're happy to offer that. And we have a video conferencing system as well, which is more privacy conscious and eco-friendly, if you will. So we're happy to offer that as well to community groups and NGOs. And yeah, the other things that I can offer, but yeah, again, like I would wait for the next session to understand more about the needs, come up with more relevant offers.
So thanks, Alexa, that's lovely. If you'd like, you can pop a link to that in the chat, and I invite the others, if they've got offers that they would like to make more public, to pop their name or their email in the chat along with their particular offer. That way you can connect with those offers if required, if you'd like to. Beautiful. Thanks for that. So if you're in person, this would be the type of sheet that we'd be looking at, and we would sit and we'd brainstorm for about 10 minutes before moving into a breakout session. The next, and I've sort of indicated this slightly, is that we find that we get to the needs. Now, often I find with people when we're in the room together, if you've had no worries, going, yep, I can offer this, I can offer this. Oh, look over here, I can offer this. Isn't it amazing? And there are a number of us that are a bit like that. I'm not like that, of course. I'm mild and mannered and very sweet. But what we then find is that it's often that they've got difficulty expressing what they need. They're like, well, hang on a tick, I've got so much to offer. I don't need anything. But conversely, there are some people that are really able to express their needs. What we look at when it comes to needs is we're going to take a few moments just to sit and reflect around the different types of areas that we do need in. Sometimes they can be our passions. Sometimes they can be what resources that we need access to. We might want mentoring in certain areas, but we're just going to take about a minute just to have a think about those areas in our life that we do actually need something from. And when we move into breakout rooms, you can either keep your numbering system the way that you have it at the moment, or you might want to mix it up. I don't mind. But we're going to look at expressing a need, letting everybody know how urgent it is. And that's sort of important because sometimes we can say, I need a trip to Japan. And everyone's like, oh, I need a trip to Japan too. But if you sort of add that urgency, I need a trip to Japan because my mother is dying and I want to be able to see her one last time, providence moves. So it's important to express a true sentiment of urgency. And it doesn't need to be an urgent need. It can just be go, hey, wouldn't it be nice if this happened? Or actually, this is in my life at the moment. If I had this piece of the puzzle, my world would just be so much better. And then a location if needed, and the generosity. You might be able to pay $10,000 for your trip to Japan, or it might be a different type of need where you can't even come to the party with anything. And that's all welcome. We're experimenting with trying to understand how we can embody what we need at the moment. taking 2 minutes just to feel into that space. And then I'm going to ask Monique to break you out into breakout rooms. Is that okay with you, Monique?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I just posted those things in the chat as well.
Oh, that's because you're cool. Thank you.
Sorry, I was trying to read the chat because when you join, you can't see the chat. Yeah, so I was trying to read what other people have said. Do you want to touch something? I should. We'll get it. Flower essences. I want to know what the bush flower essence. Does she mean like essential oil?
No, bushfire essences that I come. So it's like a homeopathy.
Okay.
But you've got you do it with particular bush flowers. Ooh,
So what are we doing now?
Need. Thinking about the type of things that you
urgency,
need.
location, payment.
Hey, Sue. Oh, no, she goes.
Hey, did you want to jump in the breakout room?
Do I want to jump in the breakout room?
Oh, no, sorry, Sue. She's gone. Jay, did you want to join us in the breakout room?
Oh no, that's me. I'm here.
We're in. So Jay and Wild Mountains are in the room.
Okay, no worries.
Thanks, Monique.
Just to confuse everything.
Okay.
I just remembered I was going to help you out with Mailchimp. I can help you. Yeah. Before you go home.
I will get your details. Check your details, Jay. Okay, so now that they're all out, and have got, so this might feel like just a fancy way of networking, and absolutely that's what it is. But what it does do is it means that all the really hyper engaging, want to talk to everybody in the room people have to listen. And it also means that all the other people that are like, oh, I'd love to talk to that person, or I wonder what they're about, get that chance in a really facilitated way. And it makes it a lot more fair for everybody. Do you want to go in the same sort of thinking? Take it away, Miss J.
All right. My need I wrote down was mentoring or peer support in other ways of thinking, support to help me think differently, I guess.
Could you clarify that a bit?
Similar to what the conference has been in terms of different people have come from lots of different backgrounds and different
Broadening your perspective.
yeah, I guess to say my background is quite traditional, rational, science-based thinking. Yeah, I guess I'm after support to think, or to be, perhaps to be bolder as well. I don't know. It's not a fully formed idea. And the urgency, it's not really an urgent thing, but more of an ongoing thing, perhaps. I would like to have that. Could be online or could be to visit. I'd be happy to visit people. I think that would be nice. And the payment or exchange, would prefer to offer skills, and I can support. I have got other offers I had.
So you're happy for it
help
to be
with
negotiable?
websites and yeah,
Happy for it to be exchange?
yeah. Is that all we need to say?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I was next. I need more places to run offers and needs markets. I think that they create different ways of thinking, and I think that they create different spaces for people to connect in. And I feel like I must have been really dependent on my own space in my own way of doing offers and needs markets, because I'm having a rough time with the double platform. But that's okay, because I just need more practice. And where I'd like to do that is Southeast Queensland or online, and I would be negotiable for that. If I've got to travel, I like getting food.
I think my current need, because I'm a PhD student and I'm situated within a university, but it's quite I find sometimes institutions can be very restricting structures as to how you communicate your ideas, or even if you want to make art, there are always these boundaries that you need to fall within. Yeah, and I think I tend to find that very restrictive, or in a way that it has to meet boundaries, either because like if it's publications or things, it's more of like a capitalistic structure where you have to meet the demands of the society or economy, more economy than society, I would feel.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's something that I find really, I think it sometimes break my heart, or just, yeah, that's a little bit hard to deal with. It's just something that it's not like urgent in the sense that I feel like maybe it's building up over time, but
So you need someone to help you understand your frustration.
Sorry, I didn't. What my need was in terms of like an answer to this would be to maybe have a space where I don't know if that would be an institution or a more freer-minded space where we were still allowed to have, we would have resources and some kind of funding, but like explore the same ideas. I suppose I do love what I'm researching, but if I didn't necessarily have to, because to be able to do that research and to have that funding and resources, I need to be within an academic or institutional space.
Don't you need to also be in an institutional space to have it recognized?
Yeah, and then I think that's the whole system of getting it recognized, and maybe the frustration of like always making things public, but then
So what you're looking for is a space where you can
foster,
research.
yeah, but also
with-
foster communications and share ideas in
able
a
to
more free,
Put it out there.
yeah, but not necessarily like in a commercial way, like that is expected within an academic community, that you put it out in conferences or publications or get articles out so people can read about it, but more like in a way that you're grounded in community, and then you're just sharing your ideas with people. And
So are you looking to create a space, or you're looking for someone to tell you about a space that exists?
yeah, I think a space that would or exist would be nice for me. I don't think I'm in a place right now where I could offer that to someone. That's, I think, a need that I would be feeling. But if there were more free thinking spaces that allow you to do that, it would be great. And I think there's not exactly like a payment of sorts, but if I were ever in position in life later on to be able to provide such a free space that would allow young artists or researchers to be able to communicate their ideas without restricting them into boundaries or what their research is supposed to look like. That's something that I would eventually in life at some point, if I have a capacity, I would like to offer. But yeah, that's something that I currently feel like, yeah, it would be nice to have.
I'm finding the idea of how I can fulfill your need a bit tricky. So what you're asking for is a space where you can conduct research and communicate that research without the bounds of institution.
Yeah, more like in community, like, you know, like mostly it's just for me is that definition of work sometimes becomes work, but I would generally be talking to my friends in my free time about similar ideas or watching similar different, like attending exhibitions or watching films that communicate same ideas. But that's the kind of like my conversations with my friends, and when we exchange ideas are not really recorded or are not for the purpose of publications or they're just for the purpose of exploring something or
What I'm hearing is like a venue or a community or an audience that isn't the academic institution style.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
Cool. I just feel like they exist at the moment, you know, like the one that pops to mind is Facebook. You can do a lot of sharing your ideas in that space. Or if you're looking for particular spaces to get, you see, if you want to get recognized in the way that you're saying, then you do need legitimization processes. I'm trying to think about what your need is for that you are looking for. You want to be able to publish your work in a way that you
actually, no, it doesn't have to be a publication at all. That's what I'm saying.
You want to share it?
Yeah, just like to be able to like have a free space where you discuss ideas without necessarily having the pressure of producing an output.
Yeah, great.
It comes to mind like what are they called? Like pitch nights where you just get to talk, or like Pecha Kucha or TEDx even. Are these interested people come, and it's a community sharing. It's not a conference where you have an abstract and a thing, although it might seem similar, but it's a bit more community. Or like talk nights at the local community garden. Or
more something
that
like
kind
that.
of thing.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, so you're looking for somewhere where so tell me more about what you want to put out into the world, because I know a lot of groups, and I'm just not, if that's what it is, that you just like to get up and talk about what you're doing,
I don't think it's necessarily about like finding an alternate space. It's just also more about my urgency of like not maybe finding that same kind of joy that I would hope to find with an academic institute. I don't know if it's necessarily a need that has an immediate solution or needs to have a solution. Or that
And
I'm
this
looking
is-
for
this is
something that
also
would
that process, because sometimes we start out and we're like, just need somewhere where I can say my stuff. And then when we talk about it a bit further, we're like, well, actually, I don't know if that's what I'm thinking, if that's what I'm needing. And we're trying to figure out what it is that you do need.
Or I'd like to live in a community that had that.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a utopian sort of an idea where you lived in a world that was not a big capitalistic, but you still had resources to be able
To
to
eat and pay your rent.
pay your rent, and still do what you love. Like if you want to produce a movie, somehow you had the money, the people, like-minded people to get together, do that, or sometimes
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
what we first need to do is figure out what we need. What's the next thing that you need? And it might be figuring out what you need. You need to figure out what is that next thing that you need to fulfill that vision.
I to be honest, I don't think I have any answer for that, because it's something I've been struggling with for a while, and I just need to maybe, I think right now I just finish my PhD and maybe like think for different ways, like of maybe stepping out of the institution for a while. And then I think it's more of a hit and trial process where you connect with something, but you just have to try and do different things to be able to know what resonates with you the most. And so maybe try different mediums. Or
do you need to think about what your next step is?
There's a lot of pressure.
You just want to finish your PhD.
I think, I don't know, maybe the way I was educated back home, I'm from Pakistan, and like I did my bachelor's from there, but then I did my master's from Netherlands, and I'm doing my PhD in Australia. And the way I was brought up was mostly like homeschooling, or like not that much stress on schooling. So it was like I wasn't brought up in structure. And then I think my schooling, it was an architecture school. So I did my degree in architecture, and because that is a very fertile space, the idea of what academia means is not as concretely set as what it means in Western countries often, like that pressure of publications or getting grants of millions of dollars to be able to then give to or facilitate research within university. What the teachers over there were mostly doing was I think they were just focused on inspiring students, and what made me wanted to come into academia was maybe to be able to do that for other people, spark that interest of like just what they love, or communicating through different ideas, different mediums. And I think that would spark. Then when I went to Netherlands, I think I think in Netherlands it was a slightly different experience in terms of it was.
Sorry, Liz, sorry to interrupt. I've just closed the breakout room because we've only got 5 minutes
lovely.
to wrap up the session.
Beautiful.
Hey, welcome back everybody into the room. Thank you for that. Did everybody make it through their needs?
Yes.
Oh, beauty. So we've got 5 minutes to wrap up the session. Thank you so much for being a part of this experimental hybrid version of offers and needs. What happened in our space was that it was quite tricky to identify what is it that we're actually asking for? What is it that we do actually need? And this is a common idea that we get when we're within the consumer capitalist framework that we're all currently living in, that I see a lot of, is when it comes to articulating exactly what it is that we are looking for or exactly what we think we need from our own selves, that can be quite a challenge. Didn't attend your breakout room. I don't know if any of that resonates, but in previous offers and needs markets, especially when I come with university students, there's a lot of hesitancy around claiming a need. There's a lot of lack of understanding around how to articulate a need. And I wonder if part of that is because of our consumer message of you go to a shop and you buy what you need, and the thing that you need is the thing that they have on the shelf. A lot of beautiful discussion to potentially come out of that at another stage. I'd just like to take a moment to invite everybody to submit to the chat any contact details that they feel comfortable with, and any additional notes that they think that they would like to do. Thank you, Sue. I see that you've done that, and I see Jay's done that as well. Can I just borrow your screen and I'll do that? I am, oh no, I'm just trying to, I am just on Hira's, if anybody would like to get in touch with me, it's liz@wildmountains.org. You can also Google Wild Mountains and I'll come up there eventually. In closing, I would like to...
Wild Mountain or mountains.org?
Thank you. Oh, look at that. I've got so flustered, Alexa, that I've gone, why did we just do mountains?
Because if I had that domain, I would sell it and fund every other project here.
Wildmountains.org. There we go. That's me there, just there. So some of the, no, I won't go there. So in summary, it's really valuable to understand the types of capacity that we have in our communities, and that there's layers within layers. We've done one round of offers and needs. I worked through going through 5 different layers, and we have people find partners. We have people find, love matches. We have people find jobs through this process, because when we start to unpack what it is that we value, what it is that we have on offer, and authentically express the needs in our life at this moment with like-minded people, or even really different people, amazing stuff happens. Thank you all so much for being a part of this today. I'm going to hand it over to Monique to wrap us up for the session, because I think that we're heading into afternoon tea or the last breakout.
Thanks so much, Liz. It was really interesting, and you can really see the potential of this for community building as well. Did you want us to do that survey that you had before we...
Oh, what would I do without you? Hey, that's awesome. Monique's just going to
just post that link
in the survey. So this is, and also the thing that I challenge our uni students with, and community that I work with, is if you can think of one offer or one need that you would like to pursue, I really invite you to do that. This survey will take about 7 minutes to complete, and I'll hand out in the room a paper copy. And it's just a chance to reflect around the process that we've just been through. I'll invite you, when you're finished that, there's a purple button with the send. You can either send it all to yourself and also to me at liz@wildmountains.org. And this really helps us refine those processes and just round out the types of thinking that we're encouraging. Monique, do we have time to throw it out? Does anybody need to ask any questions or create any comments for us at this time?
I will ask one, Liz, and that is, I'd love to know a little bit more about the process. Did you have a link that links into this as a facilitation technique? Is this your own work, or is this something that is
Thank you for asking, Sue. This is work from the Post Growth Institute. And on that survey form, if you'd like to find out some more about it, flick me your email and I will connect you with an amazing woman called Crystal Arnold, who shared this idea. She's developed it over the last 10 years in conjunction with the Post Growth Institute. And you've seen a hybrid version. I thoroughly recommend doing it online or doing it in person. But I hope that you've been able to take something away from it today.
Fantastic. And thanks for your perseverance with the hybrid format, Liz, and hopefully we'll meet in person next year.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Thanks for your help.
All right, so afternoon tea now, and then there's one final session starting at 3 o'clock Queensland time, 4 o'clock daylight saving time, which is around the strategy for civic society. So be great if you could join for that session as well. I sort of stepped in to help with this session because I know Michelle was preparing for that, and Michelle, as you know, works incredibly hard, and it will be great to sort of support her and have a good sort of wrap-up session for the end of the conference. So thanks so much, everyone, and hope to see you at 4. And thanks so much, Liz. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, I need to stop recording.